What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are here with Mr. Callum Scott, back to back with his undefeated White Forest
Simple spoils Azamina.
Yeah, the pile. Undefeated 4 rounds. Let's talk about it.
So round 1 versus Malice, I had double fool, lost game 1, and game 2 I had 3 hand traps plus Sylvie. Round 2 I versed Ryziel. He's still pretty new to Ryziel and just didn't equip onto the detonator on the summoner, and that was how I won. Round 3 I versed White Forest Toys. My deck just ekes out like a bit more advantage over the game, and I was able to clinch it out that way. And then round 4 I versed Toby on Ryziel Fiendsmith. He double wall charmed me game 1, but I was able to set up like a 3/4 board instead of a half board, and he drew 3 Engraver in his opening hand, and I had Droll for his tract. And then game 2 he went first and did all his stuff, and then game 3 I had the Ash for the Charmy, and I was able to like full combos.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. So a bit of a different list compared to the last one.
Yeah, the first time I was literally just like grabbing a bunch of all the cards, seeing how all the deck interacted together. This is a bit more of a the first deck was like raw sugar. This one's more like refined cast.
Yeah, you were innovating the deck, right? So
Yeah,
you got to start
exactly.
somewhere. So let's jump into it and see what you've got.
So we got 3 Sylvie, Best Northern, 1 Russia, 2 LZ, 3 LZ, one's an Azamina, one's a White Forest, and 1 Estella. A lot of the time you grab this as part of like your excess search so that you can send it to the graveyard as part of your simple spoils of the White Forest fusion summon, or off Diabellstar, so that you can recur it with LZ during your opponent's turn when you use Diabell. So it's a lot of the time you're just grabbing this for recursion during your opponent's turn so that you have more plays on turn 3. And it's a normal summon in a pinch, and you really just want these to resolve, and so that's why I'm playing more specific non-engine for this. And then 2 of this because this is how you bridge, and then this is like a 1 searchable extender.
Cool.
Playing 2 tails now. I think seeing this in your opening hand allows you to search the woes. You can we're playing 41 currently, so you can even play 3 of this and play at 42. But I definitely would be playing more than 1. I played the 2 Diabellstar. Sometimes it's really good to hard open this just to be able to not get choke pointed and be able to have like different lines. And the reason why I play 2 instead of just 1 is there is a specific line that keeps coming up where you want to have this in hand still, and you want to chain the wanted before committing the Diabellstar, and if you don't play the second, you can never chain it to get the advantage before you send with Hallowed. So that's why I'm playing 2, and it just sometimes comes up. And then 1 Deception, 1 Simple Spoils of the White Forest. That's the engine. Non-engine is hand traps, so 3 Fool Loss, 3 Imperm, 3 Ash. I play 2 Veiler, 1 Troll, 1 Nib, along with 3 Talents, 3 Crossout, and a Call By. After playing, I think Joel is gaining more and more value. I was looking at some of the deck lists from YCS Orlando, and this card can actually just like turn in. So it's definitely becoming more of a meta threat, especially with Mitsurugi and Fiendsmith Ryziel on the rise. So might even consider cutting, playing around with some of the ratios and maybe bumping Joel up. And the reason why I play 3 talents and cross out in the main is because if you don't get started, you're so cooked.
Yeah.
So, and it's not a 1 card combo deck. We are tier 1.5, so you need your starters to resolve, or you need to be able to make sure that your extender gets through. So essentially, we got 41 in the main deck.
41, cool. You need to insulate those plays, man. Yeah, it makes sense.
Otherwise, you just end up on a normal summon pass and you get cooked. Extra deck, the 3 White Forest and the Coral Dragon with the Chaos Angel. You make a Light and Dark Chaos Angel very easily in this deck, so it comes up heaps. The time card, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. If it's just a flex spot in the extra deck. Typhon, SP Little Knight, and then Magistus. There are some lines where you will get blocked and you won't have a level 4 tuner, but you'll have like an Azamina Fusion and a Diabellstar, so you can turn those two into this, and then you can extend with your White Forest lines.
Cool.
Guardian Chimera to summon off the Fusion spell, and then I play the 5 Azaminas because there are some specific lines where if you've gone through any of these and then on turn 3, you can gain the resources to go Saint, summon Moa, summon back, trigger Wanted in the Grave, pop 2, and that's how like sometimes you like clean up a lot of your games. But if you were to play this deck and you would play Fiendsmith, obviously you can cut stuff like this, and this.
Okay.
Even this. So like obviously I think this deck works really well with Fiendsmith, but Rise Your Fiendsmith's obviously a lot better. And then the side deck, Bestials are really good at the moment, so one of each. The third Veiler, 2 Drolls, 2 Nibs, 3 Lanciers, 1 Duster, and 3 Strikes. In this deck specifically, Floodgates don't actually do enough to Rise Yield to warrant being played, especially because X can just drop down, Aggregator, negate Anti-Spell, negate Skill Drain. And I want to have a card that I can use to play with my starters if I get choked, or I can just set it as an extender and then like hit the first one and remove the body, because the way that you interact with your opponent's board is very reactive, so if you can take away their first card, it makes the rest of your end board have much more of a higher impact.
So with Strike, obviously I think in a lot of the Orlando lists they had Judgment. What's your thoughts behind Strike over Judgment?
It just has a lower life point cost in my eyes. You can it can be either. I just kept thinking that every time I want it, like if I was going to Solemn Judgment something, it's usually the first thing that they're playing, like Ice or Ext or etc. Whereas it's like, you know, paying 4,000, and the power spells aren't being used against you. Like Metal Tronus, Book of Eclipse, XYZ Encore, all the power spells, like against this deck, you don't need to worry about them anywhere near as much because you're not being affected by them.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, my guy. Do you have any shout-outs?
Shout-outs to Ballarat Locals. It's just getting bigger and bigger each week, and everyone's just really wholesome.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Cheers.